Welcome back. In this video, we are going to practice our exponent rules as well as operations with polynomials. So for number 1 here, the first thing I notice is a -2 power outside these parentheses. We are going to use the negative rule to fix that. Now that's not going to affect this -3 yet, just this -2. To make this a +2, we're going to take a reciprocal of everything inside the parentheses. So that's 1 over 2x cubed y to the -3rd. And now, because we did the reciprocal, it's to the +2 power. Now we will square everything inside the parentheses. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4. Now, when we deal with exponents, 3rd power to the 2nd, so x cubed to the 2nd, we will multiply, so we get x to the 6th. And then for the y's, -3 times 2 is -6. But we cannot keep this negative power, so we're going to take this right here and move it to the numerator using the negative rule, and it will become y to the +6th in the numerator over 4x to the 6th. Next, we will use the quotient rule, kind of along with the negative rule as well. First, we have 2 over 8, which is 1/4. I'm not going to write the 1 in the numerator if I have any variables. If I find out there are no variables in the numerator, then I'll put the 1 there. So then for the x's, we have x to the 4th over x to the 7th. And I'm going to subtract, but because the 7th in the denominator is bigger than the 4th power in the numerator, I'm going to subtract into the denominator. 7 minus 4 is 3, so we have x to the 3rd power. Then we have y to the -4th over y to the 3rd, and the 3rd is bigger, so once again we are going to subtract into the denominator, so that's 3 minus -4, or 3 plus 4. When I move this down, it changes signs, so 3 plus 4 is 7, so we have y to the 7th power. And nothing is left in the numerator, so I'll need the 1 from that 1/4 we got from simplifying 2 over 8. Now we are going to subtract 2 polynomials. The way I like to do this, it's not the only way, but I like to change that minus to a plus, and I can do that as long as I distribute the negative to everything inside the parentheses, which means everything in the parentheses is going to change signs. So I have c cubed plus -3c cubed. 1 plus -3 is -2, so that's -2c cubed. Then I have 2c squared, so no c squared here, plus 2c squared, so plus 2c squared. Then I have 4c plus 3c, so that's plus 7c. And then I have -12 plus -4, and that is -16. And there are no like terms left to combine, so that's my final answer. Here I'm going to distribute this x. X times x is x squared. X times -2 is -2x. Then I'll distribute the 3. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times -2 is -6. -2x plus 3x is 1x. So that's x squared plus 1x, or just x, minus 6. Here we have a pair of conjugates. They are almost the same, except one has a plus, one has a minus. We're going to distribute again, and we'll see some terms cancel out. N times n is n squared. N times -2 is -2n. 2 times n is +2n. And 2 times -2 is -4. And we see here a -2n and a +2n, and those will cancel to 0. So we have n squared minus 4. Anytime you multiply conjugates, those two middle terms are going to cancel out. Then we have a plus 6 quantity squared, which means a plus 6 times itself. And we'll distribute. A times a is a squared. a times 6 is 6a, 6 times a is 6a, and 6 times 6 is 36. And we have like terms here, 6a and 6a makes 12a. So we have a squared plus 12a plus 36.